Thank you, everybody, for joining us. Stephanie, Alicia, Susan, Stacy, Carla, Karen, France, Favor, Deborah, Carlos, Alicia. Hi, everybody. Thank you for joining us. All right. I want to be respectful of your time, so let's get started. Ben, can you confirm that you can see my screen?
Yes, I can see it.
Excellent. All right. So thank you everybody for joining. My name is Xavier, and I am the CEO and co-founder of Koala. And I'm joining you today from North Carolina. So Koala is a virtual classroom platform that was built for you and your students. It's free, fully free, and whatever feature you feel is missing from Koala, feel free to email us and we'll add it for you. Let's get to it. So here is what we will be talking about today. Don't worry if you miss any steps here. This is recorded and I will be sharing this recording with you in the next couple of days. So first of all, I'm going to take a couple minutes to tell you about our team. I will take 2 minutes to tell you what Koala is. And then the main purpose of this webinar today is to help you get started with Koala. Okay, so this webinar is a success if you're able at home to get started, enter your virtual classroom, and you're comfortable with it. So I highly encourage you, if you're at home or anywhere, to have a PC or a Mac and replicate each step that I show you in a tutorial, so that you can let us know if you have any issue. And of course, if at any time you feel like there is an issue or we're going too fast, you can just use the chat of Zoom, and Ben will tell me, interrupt me, and we'll make sure that you're unblocked. So we'll show you how to create your free Koala account, how to start a class, how to move your avatar in the virtual classroom space, how to edit and customize your avatar, how to invite a student to your virtual classroom, how to turn your camera on and off, use the browser, upload documents from your computer to the virtual classroom, how to use the whiteboard, type text or draw text, and finally, how to customize your virtual classroom. Finally, I will take 2 minutes to tell you about other free resources that are available to you. I will tell you about our next webinar, and we'll take the remaining time that we have for question and answers. But again, if you have any questions during this training, feel free to post it in the chat. So first of all, who are we? Who is the Koala team? So this is a team, we're a small team, definitely not the size of a Zoom. We're 6 people in the team, in the Koala team. First of all, you have Ben, my co-founder, who is here with us. Ben was crazy enough to leave Apple to start Koala, this company with me. He lives in California, so do I, and he's a brilliant programmer, and also his parents are both teachers. Brennan is also a brilliant programmer. He's building Koala. His mother happens to be a teacher as well, and he is in California. Jérôme is our brilliant 3D artist. So he is, the background that you see behind me here. This is Jérôme's creation. He's a very well-rounded 3D artist, and he happens to be dyslexic. Tefika, Jérôme and Tefika are both based in London, and Tefika is our brilliant video producer. She builds all the how-to videos that you can find on our YouTube channel, Teach with Koala. Gian, extremely patient, extremely empathetic, who is available if you need a private training. So feel free to shoot him an email. And myself. All right, what is Koala? So I'm assuming most of you here have never used Koala before. Koala, the genesis of Koala was for when Ben and I were listening to hundreds of stories from families who had a kid who was dyslexic and who were suffering because they were not finding the right type of education that fits the learning profile of their kid. While at the same time discovering that a lot of those kids have amazing potential and a lot of neurological data, which is controversial, I know, but reveals clearly that they have strength. So kids with dyslexia struggle at reading and writing, but excel at 3D spatial thinking, episodic memory, multisensory learning. They basically learn by doing. And when forced to move online in 2020, we heard that Zoom, because of its passive nature, was still not the optimal tool for them. And that's what Koala is. Koala is a free, multisensory alternative to Zoom. And of course, the last request we heard from tutors was to bring a little bit of fun to those remote instructions, because let's face it, for a 7-year-old, it's hard to make structured literacy instructions fun on Zoom. But enough talking, let's show you the product. So hi everybody, thank you for everybody joining us. So I'm going to get started with the tutorial. I'm going to share my screen, and the best way for you to take the most out of this training today is that you replicate at home those steps on your Mac or on your PC. Let's do this. So the first step, whether you're on Mac or Windows, is for you to open Google Chrome. And in the browser at the top here, I'm going to type teach with koala.com. That's teachwithkoala.com. And Ben, I think, is sharing this link with you in the Zoom chat. Once you've done this, you arrive on our website, which is where you will be able to download Koala. Scroll down a little bit until you see those 3 buttons: download for Windows, download for Mac, and launch in your browser. As you can see here, we recommend for teachers that you use either the Windows app or the Mac app, while students can use the Windows app, the Mac app, or launch in their browser. Okay, so today we recommend that you either use the Windows app or the Mac app, and I have a Mac, so I'm going to click on download for Mac.
I'd like to add a little note to this particular point. It's not just a recommendation. If you are a teacher, you have to use either the Windows or the Mac app. We do not have a browser app for teachers, but it works great for students.
And while our app is downloading, I think Ben has offered to play a little bit of guitar for us.
I already forgot about that.
Nice. Nice. Thank you, Ben. Brings me a little bit of nostalgia.
If you recognize the song, post it in the comments.
All right. I think by now you should have had the time to download the app. So I'm showing you my screen again. Here I have this Koala installer available at the bottom left. You just click on that installer and it will execute until you see this window on Mac, okay? It's asking you to drag and drop the Koala app to your application folders to install it. And once you do this, your Koala app will be in your applications. A tip that I recommend if you're on Mac is that you also take the app and drag it and drop it to the dock at the bottom of your Mac, so that next time, tomorrow, when you start teaching, you'll be able to find it easily. Ben, do you want to make a comment about Windows for Windows users?
Yeah, for sure. On Windows, it's very similar. You download the file from the website, you double click the file that's downloaded, and you just follow the instructions. So it'll tell you, click next, click next, click next, and at the end it'll say launch Koala, say yes, and that's it.
Nice. So I can then close this window and I'm going to launch Koala for the first time. And here is what it will look like. So this is the first time you use Koala. So the first time there's a little bit of setup to do just to identify your email address. So as a teacher,
yeah, go ahead, Xav.
Go ahead, Ben.
I was going to say, so as a teacher, you do need to sign in because we need to be able to identify teachers. However, as the student, you can continue as guest, so you do not need to sign in.
Right. So here, because we're all teachers here, we will sign up or log in, and you will see this web page popping open that will say, welcome to Koala authentication, log in or sign up to get started. And here you have two options. Either you sign in without password by typing your email address here, or you sign in with Google, okay? The easiest one is to sign in with Google. Click on this link, and then click on your favorite Gmail address or a Google address, and it will work. Or you can also type your email address here. EinsteinStudios.io. It will ask you to check your email, saying a magic login link has been sent to your email. Open the link to verify your identity and finish signing in. And then you just go to this. I'm going to refresh. And you're going to see this email from Albert the robot. Don't worry, Albert the robot is a nice robot. And then verify your Koala account and confirm. It's a little bit painful to do this, but it's a one-time thing.
The email procedure that Xavier showed is you only need to do that if you type your email. If you log in with Google, this whole process is entirely skipped.
You don't need to do
which
this.
Might be convenient.
That's
so
right.
We definitely recommend logging in with Google if you can.
Absolutely. And then once you're done with this, it's going to give you that code, which is different for everybody. So that's the code for me, and I can copy it by simply clicking on this icon. I copy the code, I go back to Koala, and I paste it here.
So to paste it, some people might not be familiar with the shortcut. You have to use a shortcut. And you use the Command V shortcut on Mac and Control V on Windows, for those of you who are not familiar with that. So I'll type it in the chat. Command V to paste.
If you're struggling with this step of the procedure, can you send us a message in the chat and we'll help you out? All right, I'm going to move forward. Ben, feel free to interrupt, okay?
Yep. Yeah, and you guys feel free to interrupt us with questions.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
The first time you get to this page, it will ask you, so I'm in Koala right now, right? And it will ask me, what is my username? And I'm going to type my first name. You type whatever you want. And then I will say I am a teacher. Now, once you do this, this is an important one. You're going to see your room address here. For me, you see 99 Unicorn Boulevard. You can see, so, and on your screen, you're going to see a different address. See that as the physical address of your classroom, right? You have a unique physical address. Is the same for this virtual classroom in the cloud. This is my unique address. It will always be the same. My virtual classroom will always be at 99 Unicorn Boulevard. How many students are you expecting? So here, how many students am I expecting today for this specific class? We're going to do a demo with Ben, and Ben will be the student. So I'm only expecting one. If you are doing classes where you are teaching more than one student, you can slide the cursor up to 5 students.
And don't worry if you get it wrong when you join your room. You can always change that once you're in your room.
That's right.
Okay.
That's right.
So before you continue, Xav,
yes.
Do you guys have any questions so far? Were you guys able to set it up to install Koala on your computer? I don't know. I don't see anybody complaining, so I'm assuming it's going well. Hopefully. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, Favor. Thank you.
Somebody. Yep. Thanks. Oh, refuse to install for Cheryl. Okay. Maybe Cheryl, can you? Okay, I'll text Cheryl while you continue, Zev.
You want me to continue? Okay, sounds good. Thank you, Stephanie. All right, so I'm going to move forward. Once you've decided how many students you want today, you click on Start Room. And here you are in your virtual classroom. Oops, sorry, I'm going to enter this. All right, so congratulations. If you've made it to this point, you are now in your virtual classroom. Don't panic. It looks a little bit like a video game, but it's actually super easy. So here, it does work like a video game in a way that you are an avatar in your virtual classroom, and you can move just like you would move in your physical classroom. You can move in this virtual classroom by pressing on your keyboard. My keyboard is invisible, unfortunately. There's an up arrow, down arrow, right arrow, and left arrow, right, in your keyboard. Those keys will allow you to move around. Okay?
Xavier,
So
before you continue, can you show the screen, the help screen that people will be presented with the first time they log in?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. The first time you join, you will see this screen.
Yeah, you'll see this screen, and this is just a little window that's kind of layered above everything else. So you can just close it using the cross button top right, get rid of it.
But it is basically telling you exactly what I'm telling you right now. Move forward is up arrow on your keyboard.
Yeah. So for some of you, you might be confused. You might want to click on the buttons, on the images of the keys themselves that appear on this window. That's not how you move. You don't click on the buttons. Those are not even buttons anyways. Just close off this window. All right. Then click on the ground. There you go. Now you can move using the arrow keys. Remember to click on the ground before you continue. Yeah.
Here's my up arrow of my invisible keyboard. I move forward, back arrow, I move backwards. Oh, my back arrow is broken. And then left, I turn left, and right, I turn right. There you go.
Right. So it's a little bit like maneuvering. Simple. It's a little bit like maneuvering a vehicle, I guess, for some of you that drive cars. Hopefully it's not too complex. Let us know if you're struggling with this. Another way to change your view, you can use obviously the left arrow, the right arrow to rotate left or right, but you can look up and down using the mouse. And the way you do that is, if you have a mouse, right-click in the middle of the screen, keep the right-click button down, and as you keep that button down, move the mouse up and down. Try to do example and show how it works. There you go. So you'll be able to look up and look down just like that. Hopefully that makes sense.
Feel free to let us know in the chat how you're doing right now. Are you able to move your avatar in your virtual classroom?
So I think, Susan, if you have a Mac mouse, I believe you can still click to the right of the mouse if it's a magic mouse. Even though it looks like one button, you can click to the right, or I don't know if it's to the right or with two fingers. I'm not too familiar with that particular mouse. Try clicking to the right of the mouse and moving your mouse. If you don't have a mouse, can we look up or down? Yes, I'm assuming you have a pad if you don't have a mouse. If you're on Mac and you have a pad, you can click with two fingers instead of one. And oh, you're on Windows. Sorry. Okay. Well, if you have a pad, I don't know what kind of Windows computer you have, but typically the way you would do a right click on your computer, whether it's with two fingers by clicking on the pad or by clicking at the right of the pad, I should give you a right click. And so keep that right click pressed and move your mouse as you do so. We might, there you go, it worked. Okay. And then for Susan, that didn't work. Can you try holding the control button down on your keyboard and then clicking just normally on your mouse, Susan? That might do it. Otherwise, you know what? We'll obviously chat after this call, and we can solve that for you. Okay, so it's not working. All right, Cheryl. So please send an email, and this works for everybody else as well. Please send an email to the following email I'm going to post in the chat if you're having difficulties. I will immediately help you once we're done with this call, with this webinar. So send it to this email, ben@einsteinstudios.io, and I can help you.
All right. So congratulations. If you've made it that far, you are now in your virtual classroom. And you can see there are a few tools. There is this Google board, this browser here, and then a whiteboard here. And then if I turn left, back there's something that looks like a little bookshelf, and then another whiteboard. We'll get to that later. But right now, I would like to see what my avatar looks like, right? And the way to do this is simply to go on at the very bottom right of your screen, you're going to see this those settings icon. I'm going to click there, and then 4 icons will pop up above that. And I'm going to click on the second one from the top that says Customize Avatar. And once I do this, I can now see what my avatar looks like. Your avatar will look different, but you can now customize it to your liking. You can go to body and change, for instance, the skin tone, the hairstyle, the eyes, get some facial hair if you feel like it.
Susan, if you want to get rid of your mustache, all you have to do is cycle either left or right, it doesn't matter, until you see the mustache disappear. It should be in between that goatee that you see on screen, and then the right after should be a mustache, a blonde mustache. Can you show the blonde mustache that comes after? No, not that one. Go back to the no mustache.
No mustache.
Yeah, and then one more to the right. Yeah, so it's going to be between that and, can you show again, Xav? And then this one. Oh, Lulu, can you, Xavier, can you show again how to access this menu to edit your avatar?
Of course. Yeah. Of course, absolutely. You click on the bottom right on the setting icon here, and then the second icon from the top says Customize Avatar.
I'll spell it. I'll write it down for you as well, Lulu, in case you weren't able to follow that. Click on the bottom right.
So feel free to play around with this. All right.
So you might be wondering, a lot of you might be wondering, well, when I exit this menu, Can you exit that? I don't see my avatar anymore. Where is it? Where did it go? So, and then the answer for this is you're actually seeing the world from the point of view of your avatar. Just like when you look around in the room you're in right now, you don't really see yourself. Maybe you can see your hands, maybe you can see your feet. That's about it. Uh, it's the same idea here. You don't see yourself, you see the world from the point of view of the avatar. Now, anybody who joins this room will see you as your avatar. Hopefully that makes sense. So it's still important that you customize it and make something that corresponds to what you like, because your students will see your avatar. Lulu can find the settings. Are you full screen, Lulu? You might want to make the window full screen so you can see that button bottom right. You might be,
if your Koala, if Koala is not full screen, you may be hiding, like this. You may be hiding that icon at the bottom right. So there's this gray bar in the top. Double click there.
She's actually on Windows. She's on Windows 10. So you would have to click on the full screen button that's in between the close window button and the minimize window button top right. Perfect. Okay, she found it. Awesome. Susan, can you ask if we can add a silver pixie cut? I love it. Susan, we'll absolutely work on that. We're actually working on a whole bunch of new stuff, such as legs for the avatar. Right now, you notice that there's no legs, so you'll be able to have different types of pants, different types of shoes, new hairstyles, and I like your idea of adding a silver pixie cut. So we'll add that. Lulu, once you click on the gear icon, you should have. Can you go show Xavier what button to click next?
On the gear icon, yes.
So click on the gear icon.
On the bottom, I'm going to put it in full screen. Gear icon, and then you have 4 icons that show up. You click on the second one from the top.
Yeah, she's got it. Awesome, Lulu.
Excellent.
Cool. Any other questions while we're at it here? It looks like we're in good shape here.
We're good?
Yeah.
All right. Great. So you've learned so far how to create your account. You've done this. How to start a class, how to move, and how to customize your avatar. The next step, of course, is great. I'm in a virtual classroom. Awesome. But how do I invite a student to my virtual classroom, right? And you may remember that there was an address. You remember the address of my virtual classroom is 99 Unicorn Boulevard. You may have forgotten your virtual classroom's address. And in order to see what your address is, you can simply go on the very top left here on this little house icon, and you will see 99 Unicorn Boulevard right there. 99 Unicorn Boulevard. And this button here, if you click on this those 2 squares right next to your address, it will allow you to copy it. Okay. What we're going to do for this exercise is I'm going to invite Ben as if Ben was the student. And Ben, would you mind sharing your screen and showing to everybody how you would log in as a student and join my virtual classroom?
No problem. So I'm going to share my screen now.
All right, I'll stop sharing mine.
Okay. So that you guys should be able to should be able to see my screen right now. It's a lot of code stuff, so you can ignore that. I'm going to open my Google Chrome. I'm going to open a new tab here, okay, as a student. It's important, I insist, Google Chrome, okay? And no matter if you're on Windows, Mac, or Chromebook, the student should open Google Chrome. In the bar, you're going to have them type teachwithkoala.com. They're going to end up on this website. Just have them click free download here, scroll down to this, and then they can decide what to do here, what they prefer, the Windows app, the Mac app, or the browser app. But for the sake of convenience here, I'm going to demonstrate the browser app. So note that if the student is on Chromebook, we know that that's a pretty, it happens pretty often. Have them click on launch in your browser, okay?
So you don't need to replicate any of this at home. This is just what your student would be doing to join the virtual classroom.
That's what your student does, okay? So I'm going to click here as the student. It's going to load. Depending on the connection of the student, it might take between a couple of seconds to maybe a minute or 2 at most. Once they're here, just have them type their name. Nothing's remembered. We don't save anything about the student. It's we're totally, compliant when it comes to the privacy of the student. We comply in the sense that we don't save anything. So I'm going to put my name in here. It says then my teacher's room address is, so it's not 85 Deer Circus. That was a different teacher I was working with. I'm going to type Xavier's address, which is 99 Unicorn Boulevard. Don't worry if they forget to capitalize any of those words. Don't worry if they forget spaces. As long as they get the words right and the number right, we will figure out what address they're talking about. Okay, so a little bit like Amazon, we'll figure it out for you. So I'm going to click Join Room. And voila. So now as a student, I'm in Xavier's classroom. First thing I see is that help screen. I don't care. I'm a student. I'm a potentially a 10-year-old. I know exactly how to use a video game. So I'm going to close this. And I don't see Xavier yet. I'm going to turn around. And there he is. I see Xavier. And I see his beautiful avatar that he created.
Hello.
In front of you. I'm going to mute myself so Xavier doesn't hear me twice. And now as a student, I can just walk around the room just like the teacher can. And the way I do this is using the keyboard keys. You can tell them it's just like a video game and they'll know exactly what to do. So they can move around the room, look around, look up, look down. And you'll notice that there's this laser coming out of Xavier's hand here. And this, as a student, tells me where Xavier is pointing at. So Xavier, put your cursor, for example, on this clock up here.
Of course.
So Xavier's going to put his mouse cursor on the clock, and I can see that he's pointing at the clock. Okay, and in the same way, if I point my cursor at the trash can, just like this, Xavier sees a laser coming out of my hand and go into the trash. And so this is how you can kind of point at things around the room with your student without having to describe it with a complicated sentence. They can visually, they can just see what you're talking about. Okay.
Cool.
And the other thing that you notice here is that Xavier turned on his camera. When Xavier turns on his camera, he clicked on this little icon up here. And what it does is it displays his camera next to his avatar. So wherever Xavier goes, his camera goes with him. So for example, Xavier, can you like go like next to cactus up here, just so we can demonstrate that? Okay, perfect. And now I can see that Xavier is next to the cactus. Okay, so hopefully that makes sense for everybody. Do we have any questions so far when it comes to having your student join the room? Xavier, can you take the questions?
Of course.
If there are any, I don't know. In the chat.
So basically, yeah. What if your student is in Chromebook? That's a very good question from Lulu. We support Chromebooks today. So all the student will need to do is exactly what Ben did, but using Chromebook. Log in, go on Chrome, launch in their browser, and that's it.
Right. So again, go to teachwithkoala.com on the Chromebook, and then click on web browser. Not Mac, not Windows, but web browser, and that should just work. And we also support if your Chrome has a touchscreen, which I think is the case for a lot of Chromebooks. We support that for example, writing, which we will demonstrate in a second.
There's a question that says, show how you make Xavier is in that thumbprint to the side of his avatar. I think what you're talking about here is how do I turn on my video? So Ben, could you show how to turn on your camera?
Yeah, for sure. To stop it from Zoom. Okay, here we go. So I'm going to turn on my camera as well so Xavier can see me inside of Koala. And the way I do this is there's a button up here between the home button and the mute button that allows me to turn on my camera. Okay. So as when I turn on my camera, what it does is I see myself here, bottom top left, kind of as a mirror. But Xavier sees my video feed next to my avatar, just like I see his video feed next to his.
And by the way, I'm going to show you from my perspective again. Let me share my screen again.
Yeah.
And you will see what I can see here. I see Ben and his avatar, and right next to his avatar, I see his video.
That's right. So that's how it works. Okay, so I'll take control again. Well, actually, maybe. Well, you want to take control, Xav, or?
Yeah,
Well,
sounds good.
actually, no. But no,
I'll-
before you do that, we want to show a specific example. This will happen to you, kids. The first time especially the first time you use Koala, they're going to be distracted. They're going to run around. They're going to try things. They're going to write on the wall. They're going to be very curious about Koala. They're going to explore, look at the cactus from up close, look at the pumpkin from up close. Soon it will be a Christmas tree, by the way. They're going to play around. So how do you get their attention on a specific board? That might be something that you might be wondering because you don't necessarily want them to be so distracted. Xavier, I would like you to show what it looks like from the point of view of the student when you capture my attention on a board. And then we'll show you how to do that. So I'm distracted. I'm here. I'm like, blah, 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 blah. And then Xavier, go ahead and attract my attention on a board. Bang. So now Xavier decided to focus my attention on the browser board. In this case, I can't leave anymore. I can't look around. I can't go to the cactus. I can't go to the pumpkin. I am stuck here until Xavier, my teacher, decides to unlock me in a way. Okay, so Xavier,
let me show you.
Go ahead.
I'm going to show from a teacher's perspective how to do this. So I'll take control of the screen again.
Yeah.
There we go. So here again, we're in Koala in my virtual classroom, and Ben is right there, right here. And you have this Google browser here. In order to bring your student's avatar right in front of this browser, I can just click on this little crossbow icon right here. And you'll see the exact same icon at the top right of your whiteboard here, and at the top right of this whiteboard there.
So yeah, every board in the room has a focus button, and it'll always be at the top right of the frame. That you can always click on it. So once you are in focus mode on a particular board, you can always exit it by clicking that same button. Okay.
Cool. Ben, do we have questions that we need to address?
We do. I think Cheryl was struggling to move. Cheryl, make sure that you click on the floor before you try moving. So what happens is when you click on the browser, it selects the browser, and then we disable the movement keys so they're not interpreted as a browser command, if that makes any sense. So click on the floor, and then you should be able to move. Hopefully that works for you. We have another question. Do the kids get a shortcut icon that they're always logged into? This is after the first time they've been successfully logging in. So I'm not sure exactly if I'm going to answer the question correctly or not, but if I understand right, I don't think your kid doesn't have to log in, okay, to Koala. All they have to do is start Koala, continue as guest, and they should be able to join your room. If by log in you mean enter your classroom, how do the kids get a shortcut icon that they're always logged into? Yeah, you might have to reformulate that question. I'm so sorry, I don't understand it. Yeah, feel free to reformulate. So how you make Xavier, okay, so we already answered this question. Do the students have to create their avatar every time they log in? No, Susan, they don't. Their avatar will be remembered for them. But the way we deal with privacy here is the avatar is memorized on their computer, and it's never shared with us. We never store it anywhere. Okay? But the answer is yes. Oh, no, they don't have to recreate it every single time. It will be remembered. Okay, well, let us know, Cheryl and Ms. Zielinski, if there's a way we can help you further here.
All right, very good. So now we have been able to enter our virtual classroom to invite my student, Ben. Now, what can I do in Koala, right? Koala is a virtual classroom in the most literal sense of the term. So you have a whiteboard. What do you do on a whiteboard? You draw, or you put text, or you decorate it with images, right? And this is exactly what you can do on this whiteboard. So I'm going to put it in full screen by clicking on this button here. You don't have to do it, but I like it in full screen mode.
Yeah, so
I'm going to move the video.
Yeah, sorry, Xav, go ahead.
I'm going to move the video to the side here by clicking on them and moving them here.
So in
And
order
then,
to, sorry, just
ahead,
to
Ben.
be clear here, guys, I know you guys might be used to the drag and drop system, where you click on an object, you keep your mouse clicked, and you release somewhere else. In Koala, things work a little bit differently. If you want to move an object, whether it's the camera, like Xavier showed, a sticky note, an image, the way you move it is you click once on the object, move your mouse, it'll follow your mouse, click again to release. Okay?
If you don't see your camera, you can just click on this little button here and it will show up.
Yeah.
Cool. All right. How do I draw on this whiteboard? So you see those 5 icons at the bottom of your screen. You have this little pencil here. And if you click on the pencil, you're going to see this set of different colors. So here, let's say I want to select yellow, and then I can just draw on the whiteboard, right?
Right. And as a student, I can draw as well, right? So I can do, I'm not going to be very creative here, but I can draw. And this works with touchscreens. If your student has a Chromebook with a touchscreen, they can draw using their finger or using a stylus, which is actually pretty cool that Chromebook supports that.
In order to erase what you've drawn, you can just click on the second icon and there will be a little eraser, and then you can just swipe the letters that you want to erase.
And another point that sounds obvious, but is actually pretty powerful, is that this is entirely collaborative. Xavier can make modifications like drawing or anything else, while at the same time, I can do that as well. So you can have this very dynamic interaction with your student, which you can't necessarily have with other tools.
Nice. The next thing I would like to show you is this little T icon.
Yeah, yes. Before we do that, I just want to answer a couple questions here, if you don't mind.
Go
Cheryl
ahead,
says that, Cheryl, I'm not sure if I understand, but were you able to move around now? Hopefully that, and when you share your screen, it is so different than Teams. I'd like to understand that point. I don't think I understand it very well. So if you mind rephrasing this. And then Miss Zielinski is saying, after they've logged in successfully and worked in Koala with me, then they log out. Yes. The next time they log in, do they have a shortcut icon they click on, or do they need to go in through the browser and enter the information again? So if they install, yeah, that's a good question. If they install the app using the Windows app or the Mac app, all they have to do is just start that app again. They don't have to reinstall it every single time. If they run it through the browser, they do need to go on Teach with Koala and then click on the web browser. Now, they can bookmark, if they want, after they click on web browser, once the app is loaded, they can bookmark that link. And hopefully, that'll take them directly to the Koala app on the browser. Ms. Zielinski, I'd be very happy to help you figure it out on one-on-one. Okay, but feel free to email me still on the EinsteinStudios.io if you still have issues with this.
All right, now let's move on to the sticky notes. So you have this icon, the T icon, the fourth icon from the left at the bottom of your screen. This will allow you to create sticky notes, okay? And you'll see to create sticky notes, once you've created a sticky note, you can select it and move it, just like Ben explained. And if you type enter on your keyboard, you can then type anything you want.
All right. So
yeah,
because this is a collaborative tool, I can do exactly the same as a student. And here, for the sake of the example, we're going to show you guys a very rudimentary letter tile system. So Xavier is going to create a bunch of vowels, one sticky note per vowel. I'm going to create a bunch of consonants, and we're going to create a little letter tile system, show you how that would work. So I'm going to go ahead and create, I don't know, 4 vowels here, maybe 5 would be more interesting. And I'm going to say this is C, this is D, no particular order, it doesn't really matter. This is just for the example. And then
to make your life easier, you actually can copy paste by using this 5th icon here, which allows you to copy and paste.
Yeah. I'm going to help Xavier here.
Thank you.
Okay, and we just need U, and we're good with the vowels. Can you create it, please?
Yep, I got it.
Okay. Thank you. And now, Xavier, can you please draw a beautiful, I need 3 boxes in the middle.
All right, I'm pretty happy with my box number 1, box number 2, and box number 3. No. All right, this will do. So what Ben wanted to show you is that we can now do exercise, and I think it's called blending drill, where you basically ask your students to spell things. For instance,
yeah.
Ben, could you please?
But before you do that, Xav,
spell? Go ahead, Ben.
Sorry, before we start the exercise, Xavier, because we worked so hard building this beautiful letter tile system, blending drill exercise,
Yes.
I would like you,
Yes.
Xavier is going to want to save this work so he can retrieve it later. Xavier, can you do that?
That's a good point. That's a very good point. I don't want to have to do all this work again. So look carefully at my screen here. As a teacher, if I click on the bottom right icon, those gear settings, the second from the bottom says save class, right? And if I click on save class here, I'm going to be able to save this environment, you know? So I'm going to save as new class, and I'm going to say blending drill whiteboard, and save it by clicking on this little icon here. And this will allow me later to load that environment. So if you have first grader, second grader, third grader, you're teaching literacy, math, etc., you can save multiple environments for each of your groups of students. And starting on Friday, you'll even be able to share those environments with your friends.
Xavier, can you put us focus mode on that board here that you created?
Yep.
Thank you. Now we can start the exercise. Tell me a word that I should write, or that I should spell.
Please spell cat.
Cat. Okay, so as a student, I could use the cursor tool. Xavier, can you point to the cursor tool at the bottom here, which looks like a mouse cursor, to move the tiles? I could do this. The problem with doing this is that you lose the original tile, which you might want to reuse over and over again. So you can ask your student to use the copy paste tool instead, which is, can you point at it? It's the plus with the boxes. You can ask your student to click on that. And then once they have this, they can click on a tile and then click again for where they want it to move or to copy. Okay, so here I'm going to click on A and then click again in the middle box. And then here I'm going to click on T and then click again in the right box. So just like this, in, I don't know, about 5 minutes, Xavier and I created a letter tile system and we did the first blending drill exercise. This, just so you know, is way more interactive and fun than a Zoom remote control on, I don't know, Wizimo, for example, or Google Slides. This will be way more smooth, no matter what platform your student is using. Okay?
Ben, if you don't mind, I know we have 10 minutes left. Okay. Do you mind if we show how to use WordWall?
Yes, let's do it. Let's do it.
All right, let's do that. So you saw the whiteboard, and you see this other nice looking browser that I'm going to put in full screen mode. This is a very basic browser that works just like any other browser. It allows you to create more tabs and to go to any website you want. If you want to use Google Classroom and log into your account, you can do that. Seesaw, Wizimo, or even WordWall, which I know is pretty popular at the moment. So let's say I want to do an exercise, a little game, a silent E game of whack-a-mole on WordWall with Ben. I'm going to scroll down and I'm going to hopefully find where my silent E is. There we go. Start it. And you can see here at the top right, this little drop-down menu. This allows me to give control to Ben if I want to. Okay, by default, as a teacher, I have control of this.
So another point, sorry, it might sound obvious to you guys, but everything that Xavier sees, I see. Okay, so you don't have to worry about clicking share screen or all this stuff. It's automatic. Whatever Xavier sees, I see. And so Xavier, we can start the game, and then Xavier's going to give me control of the browser.
There we go. So I select Ben.
Exactly.
And Ben can now control.
So maybe before we continue here, it's important to note that everything is collaborative in Koala. So you do not need to give control to the student for them to draw. You don't need to give control to the student for them to edit a sticky note or anything like that. The only place that only one person can interact at a time is the browser. We're working on making this even easier, but right now, for them to control the browser, you need to give them control explicitly. And only one person can control the browser at a time. So if you want to take control back, click on your name in the drop-down list there. So now I have control. I can see my name up here saying that I have control, and I can work on smashing some moles, or whacking some moles, I should say. So hit the moles that have a silent E. Let's see. Pine, perfect. So you guys know I'm really, really good at this game. I'm really proud of it. Yeah, here we go.
All right.
Okay.
Cool.
Oh, it's a dollar sign. Okay. Yay.
All right, I'm going to stop this tutorial. I know there's a lot more that you can do, but I'd like to share with you a few other free resources, and then we'll take, if you want to stay longer, we can also stay longer, and we can take any questions later. So in order to quit my Koala virtual classroom as a teacher, I can simply go and click on that icon at the top right that says save and quit. As soon as I do this, my student Ben is forced to leave, also is kicked out of the virtual classroom. Ben cannot be in my virtual classroom if I'm not there. So I click there, and then you're going to get a question, room left. Thank you for using Koala. How was your experience? It was great, but my avatar has no legs.
I would definitely recommend, please, actually, I would ask you guys to be as honest as possible in the feedback. That's how we improve Koala. So if you encounter any issue, anything in particular, anything you would like to see improved, let us know either through the system that we just showed you. You can send us an email. You can reach us directly on our website. There's a little chat box there. Anything you can send our way will be very beneficial to everybody else using Koala.
Be brutally honest, please. All right, and this is exactly my point. We love feedback. So this product was built for you and your students if video conference is not working for them. So go ahead, use Koala with your students. Give us your feedback, good or bad. We need it to keep improving Koala. We listen to your feedback, and we update Koala every 2 weeks. So you'll see some of your requests will get implemented really quickly. And that way we can build the product that you need. Other free resources for you real quick. Please reach out to Gian. If you or your colleagues want a training on Koala, this is a free resource for you. Gian, do you want to say hi real quick?
Yeah, of course. There we go. Hi, everyone. Gian here. Thanks for tuning in. If you need any help, please feel free to reach out to me, Xavier, Ben, anyone on the Koala team. We're here to help you, and we really like feedback. So please feel free to reach out to us.
Those are really beautiful ferns, Jen. Are you taking this call from the botanical garden or something?
Yeah, the rainforest. It's amazing.
Oh, a rainforest. Very good. Very good. Excellent. So you see in my in this slide, you can see Gian's email address at the bottom. Gian, would you mind typing it in the chat, or Ben, would you mind typing it in the chat?
Of course.
We also have a Facebook group. If you're on Facebook, Koala Teachers Family. So I invite you guys to go to Facebook and search for this group. And this is where teachers ask questions about the product. This is where you will see how other teachers use their virtual classroom, what tools they use, new Koala features, etc. Next webinar, we do a webinar.
Sorry to interrupt, but soon, I think starting next week, you will see teachers sharing codes for you to import their class in your Koala. So a lot of teachers spend hours and hours making amazing content in Koala, cool letter tiles, cool decorations, whatever it is. They're going to post it on Facebook, and you will be able to import it in your Koala for free, of course.
Yeah, everything is free. We do those training, if you feel like you still want to learn more, we do those trainings every other Tuesday. You're of course invited to our next webinar. You can register on our website. Feel free to invite your colleagues and friends if Zoom does not work well for them. And thank you very much for your time. And we'll now take any remaining questions.
Marlene, I see that you raised your hand. And I wonder if that was an accident or if you actually had a question for us. If you do, I guess Xavier, you already texted Marlene, or?
I don't think so.
Sorry,
no.
Gian, you did, no? Sorry, I'm trying to go back in the chat. It's not easy to navigate. No, I don't. Okay. Okay, well, yeah, Marlene, if you have any question, let us know. How do you change the color tiles? Lulu, yeah, in order to change the color tiles, the color for the sticky notes, what you want to do is you want to click on the sticky note, okay? And press enter on your keyboard as if you were going to change the text in the sticky note. When you do so, you'll see a color menu that'll appear right above the sticky note. You can then click on the color of your choice in that color menu, and it will forever change the color of your tile. Susan is asking, Xavier, there was a tile activity on a YouTube video on your site. I wonder if that was the video we shot with the Pride teacher, Xav.
A tile activity? I'm sorry, I didn't get. There was a tile activity on a YouTube video on your site where.
Oh yeah, it was the Pride teacher. So yeah, I'm gonna post a
Right.
link to that video if you want. But we have a whole channel.
Yeah, good idea.
We have a channel. It's on YouTube, and you can follow us. It would be nice.
I'm going to. I can send. You send the link, Ben?
I'll send the link. Yeah. Feel free to follow us on YouTube. All the videos are there, Susan, including that one you're talking about. And I can even post that specific video if you're interested. But I mean, just.
Sounds good, Lulu.
Yeah. Zed, I can't find that video. Can you post it?
Of course.
Thank you.
There we go.
Oh, here you go.
And
I got it.
I just sent it. There you go. I just sent it in the chat.
Jill is asking, how did you make the happy fall sign? And as a matter of fact, Jill, we didn't make this. This is a class that was created by Cheryl. As you can see in the back, Cheryl is one of our teachers that are using Koala. She's wonderful. She was nice enough to show me around in her classroom. She invited me, and she creates these cool themes for her classroom. And the way she did this is, we didn't show that feature, unfortunately, but
I can do it now, actually.
Okay.
Let me share my screen. This
is
actually a really cool feature that we have not showed you. Let me go back to my virtual classroom. When you're in your virtual classroom, you see at the bottom left of your screen, there is this plus button. Go ahead and click on this plus button, and then you will see upload image, okay? And this pops up a menu from my computer that allows me to upload any kind of image I want, okay? And if I open it, it will be loading for a few seconds, and then it will be right there. And in order to make it bigger, you select it, and then you press plus on your keyboard, like this. And then you can decorate your virtual classroom by putting this anywhere you want.
All right, so what Cheryl did is she used a sticky note to create the happy fall sign, and then she uploaded a bunch of images of leaves. Okay, and then obviously some of these leaves had transparency, so it didn't look like a square. It was nicely contoured. And she used that to put on top of the sticky note, just like you see on Xavier's background there. Lulu, we're actually,
Ben,
yeah, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I was going to say, Lulu,
go ahead, Ben.
We're recording all of this. We're going to post a video for this entire video.
We'll share it with you.
So we'll share it with you. Just skip to the end and you'll see us doing it again. Also, if you're still lost, please send me an email. I haven't received any email from you guys yet, so I'm waiting. Please send me an email.
We're assuming that you're all experts then.
Exactly. If you don't send me an email, I'm just going to assume you guys are experts.
I'm going to take 1 minute to show you another cool feature for those who have stayed with us for more than an hour now. If I go to my browser and I put the browser in full screen mode, you will see this icon here with this little document and a little plus sign, okay? Make sure the cursor is selected, okay, so that I can click, and type anything here. And go ahead and click on that little document and plus sign. This will allow you again to have access and to upload any document you want from your computer.
Including
because
PDFs.
Here I would like to, including PDF documents. So here I have this word list document that I want to share with my student and work on with my students. And I can do that. And I can scroll down and I can, if Ben was still in my virtual classroom, we could, do a little exercise. I could ask Ben, okay, please underline the prefix and please highlight the suffix. So this is another really cool feature that allows you to use any local document if you do not want to use anything on the web. All right, Ben, is there any more question that we have not answered yet?
I don't think so. I think it was Lulu's question, but Lulu, I think if watch the video again. If it's still not clear, please send us an email. And then Cheryl, thank you so much for being here, Cheryl, and for your patience as well. Yeah, feel free to watch our videos and email us if you have issues. And
thank you, everyone.
Yeah, thank you guys so much for joining. And I'm going to join
so
Jill's
We're
class.
really doing this. Oh, okay. Oh, go ahead, Ben.
Yeah,
we're really doing this for you. This product is really built to serve you. So we're really here. Everything is free of charge. If you need a personal training or if you need any help, shoot us an email and we can help us make Koala better for you. Okay. Have a great evening. Oh, I have a new question from Marlene, I believe. I wasn't on my PC. I did see it on my iPad. So when I do log in, I will practice. I enjoyed the webinar. Did you mention every other Tuesday? Yes, Marlene, every other Tuesday. So the next webinar is 2 weeks from now on December 15th. Thank you, everybody, for your kind messages.
Susan, please send me a quick email, just an introduction email. Say, hi, this is Susan, on my email, and then we can schedule a call, okay? If you're okay with that,
Thank you, Favor, for staying up all the way past midnight with us.
Okay, I can also email you, Susan. I'll just email you. Okay, sounds good. Thanks, guys. Bye, everybody.
Thank you so